How's it going, everyone? Black Friday deals are coming in, and I gotta keep doing content. I appreciate all of you guys supporting it. I read the comments, I'm trying to get the most out of it. Chicken's at $3.59 a pound these days. Gone are the days are it being $2.59 a pound, and they ain't putting that damn stuff on sale for Black Friday, so I gotta get this content out, and I gotta keep the lights on. But with that being said, we've got some PlayStation deals under the price of $20. PlayStation game deals under the price of $20. Can't really do a video of under $10 because, like I said, a lot of physical games kind of hit that basement of 20 or so dollars, maybe 15. We got one deal that's $9.99 on this list, but a lot of good stuff discounted, so let's just get right into it, and links to everything in the description box below. First of all, Best Buy does have Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered for $19.99. I know that there was a lot of pushback when Horizon Zero Dawn, it was announced that the game was getting a remastered release. However, that aside, this remaster is really good in the sense that it updates the visuals of Horizon quite a lot, and the game itself is great. Like, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. At this point, I've completed it like 4 times. It's just a great game, and from a narrative standpoint, I actually think Zero Dawn is far stronger than Forbidden West, and it's a great time. Like, just start to finish, I really had a enjoyable time with the game. The open world is great. Frozen Wilds expansion included here as well, and yeah, you get all that content on disc. It was initially kind of terrible when they re-released this and it just held in price at $50. Like, that was whack, but now that it's down to $19.99, this is a great price for Horizon, so definitely do recommend that. Then Sonic Superstars is $9.99. This is the $10 game on this list. This is just a phenomenal deal. I remember when it came out a couple of years ago and there was a lot of pushback over the game being $60 back then. Well, 2 years later, your patience paid off if you didn't pick up Sonic Superstars, because it is down to $9.99, and it's a solid 2D platforming Sonic title. Like, it is a good time. Is it blow away? No, but you know what to expect out of here, and what's here is pretty darn good for what it is. And for $9.99, yeah, it's a fantastic, fantastic deal that I would highly recommend. And then, lastly, for the Best Buy deals, I do want to give a shout to Death Stranding Director's Cut, which is $19.99. For whatever reason, at some spots, this game holds up in price and is a little bit more expensive, but the PlayStation discount, it's across most storefronts, but Amazon for some reason has this for like $35, I want to say, or something like that, and I think Walmart has it for $35 as well. The only spots to get it for $19.99 that I've seen is either at PlayStationDirect.com or at Best Buy, and also digitally, but I want to recommend Death Stranding 1 because I think it's a great game. Yes, it's 6 years old at this point, but I gotta give this game a recommendation because you guys gotta give it another chance. If you drop the game for whatever reason, I get it, FedEx Simulator, try to kick back, relax. Is this a game that is gonna be super action heavy? No. The story's really good, albeit a bit confusing at times, but it comes together nicely by the end. The soundtrack is phenomenal, the visuals are absolutely stunning, and you gotta beat this game before you play Death Stranding 2. That's mainly the big reason I'm recommending it, because Death Stranding 2 is absolutely incredible. Death Stranding 1 is really good. Death Stranding 2 is orders of magnitude better, but you gotta play through the first one. And some people, to be fair, do like the first one better than the second one. The second one gets a little bit more combat heavy. I think narratively the second one is way stronger, as far as it just being a more cohesive narrative. But yeah, Death Stranding 1 was great. At $19.99, I would definitely recommend it, and yeah, great pickup there as well. Alright, some deals on Amazon. Persona 3 Reload is down to $17.99 over, again, on Amazon. Tremendous deal on that. Persona 3 Reload is great. While I don't, view it at the level of, let's say, Metaphor or even Persona 5 I like better than Persona 3. P3R is still a great game. It's just, it is still a PS2 game remade. The Tartarus, in my opinion, is just super dated from a design standpoint, but narratively, it's really good. The soundtrack is awesome, and the characters are very likable. So $17.99 on that, great pickup, and obviously a lengthy undertaking Persona 3 Reload will be. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is $14.99. Excellent deal on Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Now, with this game, if you do want to play through it, I would recommend you, and it's pretty much mandatory at the very least, you play Yakuza Like a Dragon, but it would be beneficial if you play a lot of the other Yakuza titles as well, with Kiryu as the main character, since he does return as one of the pivotal characters in Infinite Wealth, and it's a big kind of love letter to people that played a lot of the older Yakuza titles. But yeah, $14.99 on this is great. So much content for your dollar and just a great pickup. Then we do have Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade at $19.99 on this. For a while, this was like out of print and was super expensive as well, but now it's kind of back in print and it's $19.99. It's a great deal. I really liked Final Fantasy VII Remake, much like Death Stranding into Death Stranding 2. FF7 Remake is a great game. Rebirth is way, way better, but you gotta play Remake before you play Rebirth. Remake is still great, and what I like about Remake, man, not every JRPG gotta be the Persona 80-hour experience. Sometimes a 30, 35-hour experience, sign me up all day for that. Totally fine. You get the intermission expansion here as well, and for $19.99, definitely a great deal there. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is $19.99 as well. You guys know me, I like my gigantic robot action. I like robots and mechs beating the hell out of each other, and Armored Core 6 had that in spades, and it turned out to be a really, really solid game. I really hope From Software sticks around with creating more Armored Core titles. I get it, their bread and butter is gonna be the Souls-like games. It's gonna be Elden Ring. Elden Ring is gonna be a gigantic money printer for them, but Armored Core 6 did fairly well, and you've got another IP here that, let's just hope it doesn't go dormant for a decade. That's what I'm hoping for, because I thought Armored Core 6 was a fantastic game, and I've been calling for more mecha action games for a long time. Like, I just think it's something that'll resonate with people who can't get down with a bunch of giant robots beating the crap out of each other. I just feel like it's something easy to sign up for, and for $19.99, this is a great deal. Definitely recommend that. And then lastly, as far as the Amazon deals go, Bleach Rebirth of Souls is $19.99. I know some people weren't crazy about this game. I really liked it, and I didn't go into it expecting this incredible nuance in terms of a fighting game. It's an anime fighting game at the end of the day. As somebody that's played all of the Naruto Storm games, pretty much every Dragon Ball game I've played, Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, which was one of the worst video games I've ever played in my life. I played Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles. I played just about them all, and Bleach Rebirth of Souls is something I was super excited for because I've been a lifelong Bleach fan, and I thought it turned out great. I thought the presentation in this game was stellar. I thought the soundtrack was awesome. I thought, like, the vibes to this game, as far as just opening up the menu and just getting into the starting menu, I'm like, okay, this game is pretty, like, slick in terms of presentation, but then the combat is a visual delight, and does it have an immense amount of depth? Maybe not, but I really enjoyed it, and I actually think it has more depth than a lot of the arena fighters as far as anime fighting games go. The campaign's got a lot of content to it in terms of length. It does play out kind of like a visual novel at times, but well, overall, incredibly worthwhile, and for $19.99, a great pickup there. Now we're moving on to some Walmart deals that I've mentioned before, but these deals are so good that it's worth reiterating. Sonic X Shadow Generations is $15. A lot of other spots have it for $24.99. This is why you shop around, you guys. And sometimes you should wait before everything goes live, because some people probably picked up Sonic X Shadow for $25, and that was a good deal, don't get me wrong, and then Walmart just comes in. Would have never expected this to get down to $15. Walmart was really coming clutch with a lot of their deals, but $15 for this is so good, and the right price for a lot of you guys to pay for. Much like Sonic Superstars, this came out a year ago, and it was priced at $50. It was a little bit hefty, given that Sonic Generations was regularly going on sale for like $5 on Steam, and you were re-releasing it with a short campaign, an additional campaign, and the Shadow campaign for $50. However, the Shadow campaign was awesome. Sonic Generations itself is a great game, and overall, this collection, if you want to call it a collection, whatever you want to call it, was really well done. I had a great time with it, and for $15, definitely a great pickup there. Elden Ring for $15. On my end, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of copies of this left in stock for PlayStation 5, but there is the PlayStation 4 copy on sale as well. So do what you want. It's Elden Ring. It's one of the greatest video games of all time, at least perceived by a lot of other people. I've said it before. I'm not good at these Souls-like games. I get absolutely bodied. But for some reason, I play like all of them. Like, dude, I played First Berserker Kazan earlier this year, and that was kind of like a mid-line Souls-like game release, although I did enjoy it. But Elden Ring, $15, you're gonna get an absurd amount of content. I've got buddies that have spent well over 300-400 hours in this game, replaying it over and over again, doing different builds. It seems like there's always something new to find. And then this is the base game. Shadow of the Erdtree will extend the experience quite a lot. But $15 for Elden Ring, check that out. Tekken 8 is $15. I've always dug Tekken in the sense that I'm never gonna get into these fighting games anymore, like super competitively, but Tekken is the franchise that every time out, we pick it up, and we get friends coming over, and we'll all gather around and play a lot of Tekken. We did that with Tekken 7, we did that with Tekken 8. Hell, we did that with a different group of friends, but we did that with Tekken 3 back in the day as well. But Tekken's been that consistent for me. I will also say Tekken 8 does have just the most insane single-player campaign in terms of spectacle from a fighting game I've seen. It's just insanity, but $15 for it, great pickup, and it's not even that old. I mean, it'll be 2 years old in January, but still fairly recent, and a lot of these fighting games do hold up in price for quite a while, so $15 on that is quite good. Speaking of fighting games, it would be remiss if I don't mention Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, the arcade classics. $15 on that, you guys, is so insane given all of the content that you get. I honestly thought the $50 initial price point wasn't that crazy. I thought it was like, obviously expensive, but for all of the games you're getting, I thought it was worthwhile. And now it being down to $15, yeah, no brainer there. You got one of the most iconic fighting games of all time in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and you got Marvel vs. Capcom 1 in there, and so many other great games. $15 for that is fantastic. Star Wars Outlaws is $15. I've said it in so many videos before, but I really do believe Star Wars Outlaws is a pretty good game. I just think that $70 price tag, some of the decisions with the monetization and whatnot, and it's just Ubisoft being Ubisoft, but if you actually assess the game for what it is, I think there's a pretty good game here. I thought the open world was well done, and it's a smaller scale Ubisoft open world title, which is totally up my alley, and I think a lot of people are going to end up picking it up on sale and then being surprised, pleasantly surprised with how much they enjoy it. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but the vibes of Star Wars I always liked. I always liked the setting. I always liked the universe. It's just I'm not going to sit down and watch all those movies. But $15 for Star Wars Outlaws is a really good deal. I would definitely recommend that. Final Fantasy 16, another game some people were down on that I absolutely loved. $15 on this. Final Fantasy 16 is so good in the sense of just being an absolute spectacle. And I've had one of my friends that absolutely hates Japanese RPGs, but when FF16 came out, it was all over his PlayStation dashboard. He ended up picking it up and being blown away by it. I really do believe this is a great game for newcomers to Final Fantasy. Longtime fans, if you're looking for in-depth RPG mechanics and whatnot, you're really not gonna find that here, but as a action game with a good bit of content and being an absolute spectacle with a great story, I thought Final Fantasy 16 had all of that. The story direction for me, I thought it could have been handled differently and been better, but I still was engaged to it by the end, and I just thought it was a great game. $15, good pickup on that. God of War Ragnarok, $19.97 on this. Great to see this down to under $20. God of War Ragnarok is a fantastic game. I personally enjoyed God of War 2018 more, but that was more so, I was just blown away by God of War 2018 when that game came out, and just being shocked at how much I liked it, because I was never that crazy about the God of War games. Like, I liked them, but the newer style of them really captured my interest. And for $19.97, I think God of War Ragnarok is a great deal. Definitely pick that up, and a great conclusion to that Norse arc. They do a really good job with that. Definitely a worthwhile pickup there. And then lastly, Assassin's Creed Mirage is down to $14.88. Want to give this a shout since we did have the release of the free DLC and update that has added about 3 to 5 hours of gameplay. $14 and change for this, I think, is really good. I like Basim as a character. I like the setting, and I thought this game was really well done. My big point of contention with a lot of the Assassin's Creed games are they're so big and bloated. Mirage being a scaled back, smaller experience. Yes, I get that it started off as an expansion, I believe, and then got spun into its own game, but I thought it really worked as a smaller scale game. So $14.88 on that, definitely a great deal there. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great PlayStation game deals under the price of $20. Links to everything in the description box below. If you buy anything on Amazon, it is Amazon affiliated, so we get a kickback. But that'll do it for me. What a Black Friday, tons of great stuff, and we're not even at Black Friday itself, but these days, the week comes around and you see a lot of the good deals go live. So check it all out. Links in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.